Hi. I am Astha. So let me just start with my intro. I'm co-founder of Salaah, and I just have a small request from all of you that initially please keep yourself mute, and we will open the panel for Q&A. You can ask your question with Dr. Brahmjot once the initial presentation will over. So how this webinar will go on is that she'll share her screen, she will share her experiences, and we will just talk about all the mental blocks and the mindset needed for NEET PG. And once that will be over, we'll stop sharing and then Q&A panel will be open. Every one of you, you are free, feel free to just put your messages in the chat box and we will encounter each and every questions after that. Okay, I think let's start.
Yeah.
People will join in between. And Pramjot, over to you.
Hanji, yeah, sure. So first of all, it's a huge pleasure to be talking to all of you, and I'm very, very thankful to Salah Shots for giving me this opportunity to be here and speaking in person. And I'm very glad and overwhelmed with the response that you all have given. Thank you so much for taking out time from your busy schedules and coming here to listen to me. So I really hope that this will be of some advantage by the end of it. So I'll just share my screen. Yeah,
Yeah, it's visible.
it's visible, right? Huh.
Yeah.
Okay, so some of you might know me and some of you might not know me. So I'm Dr. Brahmjot Kaur, a pediatrics resident at Lady Hardinge Medical College and All India Rank 98 in NEET PG 2024. So I'm from Delhi and I did my MBBS from SSIMS Davangere, Karnataka. So, to be honest, like every other medical student, when I entered class 11th, I had a very simple and a cute dream that I want to get into a government medical college. And I prepared really well for 2 years. Maybe it was not in the right direction, or maybe my approach was not right, or whatever it was. When I sat for the exam, all kind of anxiety hit me कि नहीं हुआ तो ड्रॉप लेना पड़ गया तो फिर अब क्या करूंगी मैं पेरेंट्स को क्या बोलूंगी कि मेहनत करी नहीं हुआ. So when I came back, me and my father sat together. हमने marks calculate किए, and obviously they were not enough to get me into a government college. So to be honest, I was shattered कि ये क्या हुआ अब. So, but I refused कि I do not want to take a drop. इतने में नहीं हुआ तो आगे क्या होगा? So, we flew to Karnataka. उस time पे in 2016, Comet के counseling used to happen, and then मेरे को मिला अलॉट हुआ ऐसे साइमस. सो हम पढ़ते हैं ना ऐसा स्टेजेस ऑफ ग्रीफ कि दबदा होता है, ठीक है, मतलब डिनायल. सो आई वाज इनटू डिनायल कि यार दिस इज नॉट व्हाट आई वांटेड, अब क्या करूं मैं. सो फर्स्ट ईयर में घुसते ही आई स्टार्टेड रीडिंग लाइक अ क्रेजी गर्ल, लाइक पूरा फुल नर्ड की तरह. आई वाज रीडिंग एनाटॉमी, फिजियो, बायोकेमिस्ट्री. And I was like कि I want to tell my parents that I'm worthy enough कि मतलब इससे अच्छा कर सकती हूँ मैं. So I wanted to prove myself. तो फर्स्ट ईयर का रिजल्ट आया. I wanted कि बस डिस्टिंक्शन आ जाए, कुछ तो ऐसा ऐसा हो जाए कि I could tell. So हमारे पे डिस्टिंक्शन होता था 75% पे, मेरा आया था 74.2. तो तब भी आई वाज लाइक कि ठीक है अब छोड़ो, अब तो हो गया, मतलब हटाओ, मतलब करना ही नहीं है अब. सो आई वाज थोड़ा काफी disappointed. You are very naive at that point of time when you are 16, 17, 18, of that age. So that is the only thing that is going in your mind, that you need to prove yourself. So slowly my mindset shift happened. Like slowly, I could understand कि यार ऐसे नहीं चलेगा. I need to read for myself. There is a very big difference in being a good student and being a good doctor, right? So slowly I started realizing that there is more to life. I need to make friends, I need to start enjoying, ठीक है. So और slowly वो इतना हो गया कि I stopped reading completely. Like in final year COVID happened, I came back home and for 6 months I was like कि world is going to end, अब तो कोई फायदा नहीं है पढ़ने का, मैं क्यों ही पढूं. So 6 months I was at home doing nothing and I was like ठीक है चिल करेंगे. फिर उसके बाद 6 महीने बाद ऐसे नोटिफिकेशन आते कि कॉलेजेस आर गोइंग टू रीओपन। फिर इतना शिफ्ट हुआ कि पहले जितना मैं पढ़ती थी मैं जाके अब सबको बोल रही हूँ यार मुझे पास करा दो, थोड़ा पढ़ा दो प्लीज, आई रियली नीड टू पास माय यूनिवर्सिटी एग्जाम्स, नहीं तो डॉक्टर भी नहीं लग पाएगा नाम के आगे। सो देन आई गॉट इनटू इंटर्नशिप। तब भी नहीं मैंने कोई ऐसे पढ़ाई वढ़ाई तो ज्यादा करी नहीं थी। आई वाज लाइक एंजॉयिंग विद माय फ्रेंड्स, आई वाज टेकिंग ट्रिप्स। तो after internship, when I got back home, now the reality hit. Ki, now what do I need to do? So I asked my friends. They all sat for NEET PG'23 के preparation के लिए बैठ गए थे सब. So I was thinking to myself, what do I need to do? There was a Brahmjot of like 17 years old Brahmjot who was thinking कि drop लेना तो मतलब ऐसा हो गया कि बहुत बड़ी बात हो गई. And now there was a Brahmjot who was thinking, who was so clueless in life, who was so demotivated, and I was kind of I counted myself out of this rat race. I was like, I cannot go through this mental block, mentally, physically exhausting journey once again. So at that time I was also very curious कि ठीक है मैंने private से पढ़ा, but what are other my colleagues who are also जो government से पढ़े, what will be the difference between me and them? So I wanted to explore that. I did not want to enter into this rat race बहुत जल्दी, because मेरे को कोई मतलब I did not have any goal कि अब मैं क्या करूंगी इसके बाद, कोई मतलब I did not have a goal, I did not have any mindset ऐसा कि I want to do this, I want to do that. So I started applying for jobs. I wanted to explore stuff. उसके बाद luckily I got into one of the hospitals in Delhi itself. ठीक है, तो वहाँ पे I joined as a non-acad pediatric resident, and there I had the time of my life. Like I was really enjoying work, and I was on tenure basis, मतलब 3 months का उस पे था, which I got it extended for 3 more months. So after 6 months I had a time gap of like around 2 days ऐसा, and then I realized कि this is something that I want to read for. मतलब इसके लिए I can go through this journey again, but this time I promised myself that I will not judge myself on the basis of the ranks, on the basis of the percentile, on the basis of anything. This time I was just reading that I need to get better at it. ठीक है, एक अच्छे student और एक अच्छे doctor होने में फर्क होता है. So I was reading to gain knowledge. तो every day I was thankful कि ठीक है मैं पढ़ पा रही हूँ तो मुझे कुछ नया सीखने मिल रहा है जो मैंने पहले कभी पढ़ा ही नहीं. ठीक है, so that mindset shift was very important. I wanted to enjoy the process as much as possible. So see, when the exam will approach, no, every one of us will feel anxious. It's inevitable. वो anxiety, वो palpitations होना, it's almost inevitable because you're preparing for something. But while you can, I really believe in enjoying the process. I really believe कि जितना आप उसको अच्छे से कर सकते हो ना, जितना प्यार से आप पढ़ सकते हो, जितना थैंकफुली आप पढ़ सकते हो कि मुझे सीखने मिल रहा है जो मुझे पहले नहीं पता था, उतने अच्छे से पढ़ना इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. सो एवरी डे आई वाज सिटिंग, एंड एवरी डे जो भी मैं मिस्टेक करती थी, व्हाटएवर टेस्ट दैट आई यूज्ड टू गिव, व्हाटएवर क्वेश्चन दैट आई यूज्ड टू गेट रॉन्ग, उसको बहुत पर्सनली लेके मैं सोचती थी कि दिस इज नॉट समथिंग दैट आई विल गेट रॉन्ग इन द एग्जाम. तो that shift was very important. And मेरे साथ बहुत सारे heartbreaks हुए, like I can just keep ranting about it कि ऐसे हुआ फिर वैसे हुआ. So I had aims in my mind. ठीक है, तो मैंने जब INI में दिया था, that was a very very serious attempt for me. INI नवंबर में मेरे को पहली बार I qualified INI when I started preparing after like around 4 to 5 months. 9,000 था मेरा rank. फिर उसके बाद INI में के बीच में 6 months का गैप था, एंड आई हैड प्रॉमिस्ड माई सेल्फ कि INI May विल बी माई लास्ट अटेम्प्ट, इसके बाद कुछ नहीं करूंगी. सो मैंने अपने आप को इतना ओवरवेल्म कर लिया टुवर्ड्स द लास्ट मंथ कि आई नीड टू गेट अ रैंक अंडर 500 नो मैटर व्हाट. उस ओवरवेलमिंग के उसके चक्कर में देयर वाज सो मच एंजाइटी, सो मच पाल्पिटेशंस, मतलब इतना ज्यादा मैं परेशान हो गई थी कि मैं कैसे लेके आऊं अब अंडर 500. मतलब अब नहीं आई तो वही सेल्फ डाउट कि व्हाट इफ आई फेल अगेन लाइक आई फेल्ड पहले, व्हाट इफ अच्छा उससे पहले विद इंटर्नशिप माय रैंक वाज 87,000, एंड आफ्टर इंटर्नशिप विद जॉब माय रैंक वाज अगेन अराउंड 87,000 ओनली. तो उसके बाद तो आई वाज लाइक कि ठीक है, we'll just give it, मतलब we'll just read and give it an attempt. ठीक है, तो जब when I was actually very seriously preparing for INI May, तो उस महीने में इतना ज्यादा I got overwhelmed, इतना ज्यादा anxiety palpitations के चक्कर में इतने सारे silly mistakes किए मैंने एग्जाम में, and then when the result came it was 1001. So again it was like कि ये भी गया, अब क्या करूं. फिर Now I got very neutral about NEET कि I was thinking कि ठीक है अब देखेंगे, अब आना नवंबर देख लेंगे अब इसके बाद, because आपको भी ना बहुत ज्यादा ऐसे हो जाता है कि आप घर पे भी क्या ही बोलोगे, है ना. सो आई अंडरस्टैंड ऑल ऑफ दोज मेंटल ब्लॉक्स दैट हैपन कि अब क्या करना है. सो व्हेन नीट वाज कमिंग आई गॉट प्रीटी न्यूट्रल कि ठीक है, मतलब अब INI में नहीं हुआ, वहां पे नहीं मिल पाएगी जो चाहिए पीडियाट्रिक्स. फिर नीट में व्हेन नीट वाज अप्रोचिंग आई वाज, मतलब फिर मैंने कोरियन ड्रामा देखना शुरू कर दिया साथ साथ थोड़ा थोड़ा, लाइक यू नो आई गॉट प्रीटी न्यूट्रल कि ठीक है अब देखी जाएगी, अब जो होगा, जो चाहिए था वो तो नहीं मिला, अब देखते हैं. सो व्हेन नीट जब एग्जाम हुआ तो आई वाज जब एग्जाम हुआ तो मैं घुसी एग्जामिनेशन हॉल में, तब भी मैं बहुत ज्यादा ऐसे नहीं थी कि हाँ, मतलब बहुत ऐसे, मैं ये नहीं बोलूंगी कि आई वाज इन द बेस्ट स्टेट ऑफ माय माइंड. लाइक मेरे को ऐसे माउस क्लिक करने की आवाज आ रही थी, मेरे को गुस्सा भी आ रहा था कि मैं क्यों बैठी हूँ यहाँ पे, मतलब क्यों ऐसे ये रैट रेस मुझे करनी पड़ी है, क्या ही है ये. ठीक है, बट आई एबल टू मेक सेंस ऑफ व्हाट वाज गोइंग ऑन. ठीक है, जो क्वेश्चंस दिख रहे थे, इतनी प्रैक्टिस कर ली हुई थी कि हाँ ठीक है, आई वाज, मतलब मेरा ब्रेन वाज शांत इनफ कि हाँ ठीक है, कि देखते हैं कि क्या होता है. फिर उसके बाद आई केम बैक, 2 सिली मिस्टेक्स बहुत गंदी हुई, बहुत रोई मैं कि मम्मी अब ये भी गया, अब क्या करूंगी मैं, बहुत मतलब ऐसे परेशान हो गई. बट देन व्हेन एक्चुअली द रिजल्ट केम, तो जब आई यूज टू टेल माई ब्रदर, यंगर ब्रदर कि प्लीज, आई कंसिडर हिम अ लकी चार्म, तो कि प्लीज सी द रिजल्ट फॉर मी. सो आई वाज फुल शिवरिंग, मतलब पूरा ऐसे हो रहा था. सो व्हाट डू आई डू नाउ. So like when he told me that I got 98 rank, so I think that was the end of it. Like I could see the whole 8-year journey behind me, and it was a personal victory for me, to be honest. I it was so overwhelming, I started crying. I did not even like it was just very very overwhelming, like that was the end of it. I was like कि ठीक है, now I have finally got what I've always wanted, and it was a beautiful experience, to be honest. So that, this is something which I have learned from this 8-year long journey, that you really need to keep that patience. You really need to tell yourself that one day will come when you will be actually very very proud of yourself. Okay, so that is the crux of this journey that I wanted to let you know. Yeah, I think
It's very beautifully said, and I think you have portrayed this information very beautifully. And the gist of it is that everybody has gone through that insecurity and that self-doubt, and it's you are not new to this feeling. But what is important is that you have to shift your mind toward this, that this is not end of the life. And if you will keep pressurizing yourself with the result and the rank, you will not able to perform better. So our only motive has to be to learn things, not just to keep proving ourselves. So just
yeah.
prepare well. Preparation is itself is a journey. So don't be in rush. Don't put yourself in lots and lots of pressure. Rest. You all are doing wonderful.
Yeah, exactly. So 1 second, I'll just switch it off. Hmm. Yeah, so Astha, I think we can take the
Yeah,
questions, Anna.
yeah, we can. Let's just cover. So what Brahmjot has done is that she has compiled all the
Yeah,
questions, all the feelings
yeah,
every NEET PG aspirants or even INI or UPSC CMS aspirant have gone through, all the doubts we have gone through. She has been to all. So no toppers are born toppers. So we just first have to understand that this toppers breed myth is a myth itself, and they all of them are gone through that like difficult phase which you all are going through. So let's just cover those problems or challenges once, and
yeah,
then we
yeah,
will
yeah,
take
yeah,
your
of course.
questions.
So yeah, when I started preparing, so I also used to feel ki, maybe I'm just not meant out to be a ranker. Maybe I'm just not meant to be a topper like everybody else. People who are into government colleges, they're doing something else. Unka genetics hi alag hai. So I always used to feel that way ki maybe I'm just not, meant to be one of them. So when I was reading, when I got a rank of 1001, I asked my friends, like, what do the people from government colleges do differently? How are they getting the ranks? What am I not doing? So it's all in your head, it's everything, like, because we are reading the same. The amount that we are enjoying, they're also enjoying. They're all also reading the same books. Aisa nahi hai ki they're doing something different. Okay, so we are all, I think it's very important to understand that we all have the same brain and we all can have that potential. We just need to be we just need to be consistent and disciplined enough. If you start picking up your books from today, every single day, if you read with all your dedication and heart, in a mindset that you want to learn, and not just because that you want to be a ranker, or you want to top rank. If you read with all your heart and with all your curiosity, so a curious mind is very important. Ask yourself that, why am I getting this wrong? Why am I not understanding this? What is this concept? So you have to be very vigilant with that. Fall in love with the process of learning. Get up every day, thank God that you are able to sit today with your books open. You're able to understand stuff, it's going in your head. So be thankful for that. We are very privileged to be at this point, because a lot of people dream of the stage that where we stand right now. Okay, so you've already conquered a lot of things in life, right? This is a very small thing जिसको हम बहुत बड़ा बना लेते हैं. It's not please do not take this to your heart a lot. Okay, do not take this very personally. Do not never judge yourself on the basis of the ranks, on the basis of the colleges. It's not worth it. Okay, just give in as much as you can to your learning. You want to become a good doctor at the end of it, right? We are doing all this to become a good human, to become a good doctor, to to help people. Okay, so judging yourself on the basis of this minute things will not help us. It's not getting us anywhere. So first of all, we need to get into that mental zone, which is like ki, I just need to read every single day. I just need to get better at it. I just need to know new things which I did not know yesterday. That is the only goal that we should have, right? So yeah, so most important, the most I think one of the commonest problem that we have is GT score stuck. So if you've seen my video on YouTube, so this is something which which I think every single person has faced while preparing कि इतना पढ़ने के बाद भी स्कोर वहीं का वहीं है. Like I used to see whenever I prepared from cerebellum, ठीक है. So whenever I used to give GT, I used to feel कि I want to get into top 20 no matter what. Until the last GT, trust me, I gave around like 15 17 GTs. Until the last GT, I could not see myself on that list. Okay, I was like so clueless कि क्यों नहीं आ रहे हैं, क्यों, मतलब what am I doing that it's not increasing, and why is it stuck, right? So this is something that we all have faced, and it's very very normal, बहुत normal है to be stuck at something. The only thing that you need to do is just review your GTs. Okay, whatever you get wrong, for example, like I always say, 120 to 130 questions are the bank questions. Okay, rest 80 questions are something जो थोड़े से extra edge होते हैं, and we need to put in a little extra effort for them. And little extra effort for them just means that whenever you give a GT, just review it well. That where did you go wrong? Was it recall error? Was it because you did not read the question well? Did you miss not accept words like that? So you need to read the question really well. Okay, so all of that, that art of solving MCQs will come slowly when when you will see ki, where did you go wrong, right? So that is very important. Do not stress out on GT score stuck hai, बढ़ नहीं रहे. It's okay. Whenever I used to compare myself to the topper, they used to have like 30 more questions correct, 20 more questions, 40 more. I used to ask myself कि यार इतना मैं cover up कर पाऊंगी, but it never demotivated me enough कि मैं पढ़ना ही छोड़ दूं. So I always used to review my GTs. I always used to see कि ठीक है, this is where I was going wrong. I just do not need to repeat this mistake in the exam. ठीक है. फिर स्टडिंग टू स्लो, मुझसे बहुत धीरे पढ़ाई होती है, सिलेबस कैसे खत्म होगा. एंड इट्स समथिंग which is very natural. It happens to everybody. So if इसको कैसे ओवरकम कर सकते हैं ना, like for example in your timetable you have given 4 days to pathology. You will stick to 4 days no matter how much you're able to complete. Even if you're able to complete 70%, it's okay. Just leave it there and move on to the next subject, right? And along with that, you really need to focus on the questions as well. So I always say that focusing on questions is more important than the content, right? So आपको बस जितना आपसे हो पा रहा है, बिकॉज यू विल नेवर बी एबल टू कंप्लीट 100% ऑफ इट. इट्स इम्पॉसिबल. नोबडी डज दैट. नॉट मी, नॉट रैंक वन. नोबडी हैज एवर completed pura syllabus. Okay, it's really impossible. Nobody can do that. So even if you feel that you're slow, it's okay. Just complete 70 to 80% of your syllabus in those 4 days, जितना भी आपसे हो पा रहा है, 60-70%, because you will be able to catch up later. ठीक है, but you cannot just uh, remove a slot for another subject. You can't do that. Need to know something of everything, not everything of something, right? That is very important. ठीक है. नाउ कमिंग टू फोमो, कि सब चिल कर रहे हैं और मैं बस पढ़ रही हूँ. अगर ऐसे दूसरे का इंस्टाग्राम लगता है, जस्ट अनइंस्टॉल इंस्टाग्राम. इट्स ओके, इट्स फाइन. आई नो इट्स अ वेरी लोनली जर्नी वेर यू डोंट हैव अ लॉट ऑफ फ्रेंड्स, you don't have a lot of people to talk to. It's very lonely and it's sad, but trust me that by the end of it you will thank yourself. ठीक है. So it's just a matter of few more months, and after that things will get better. Trust me, it will get better. So अगर if you feel ऐसे देखने से, ऐसे सोशल मीडिया पे अगर ऐसा लग रहा है कि everybody is having a good time, I understand that feeling really well, but just tell yourself कि it's a matter of few more months, and it's a matter of a small period of time, and you will get over it. Okay, the sun will rise again. So if it's dark right now, it will get better tomorrow. Trust me, right? So inconsistency in study routine, making schedules but never following them properly, ठीक है, होता है, सबका होता है. ठीक है. टाइम टेबल नहीं बन रहा है, इट्स ओके. जस्ट टेल योर सेल्फ दैट यू नीड टू गेट अप, ब्रश, टेक bath, whatever you want to do, and just you need to sit and study. Even if you're not able to follow your schedule, it's okay. थोड़ा सा बस एक rough timeline, make it in your mind and try to follow that. Just you just there should be just one goal, that you need to sit, read, take out some time for yourself, take breaks in between, and then in the night you just have to look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself that you did your best, right? That is all that you need to do. Okay. And the fight, the challenges that we all face, ki some of us will be from private college, mera hoga bhi, hoga. You just need to sit with your books. You just need to study in the right approach. You just need to focus on questions as much as you're focusing on the theory. Okay? That is how you will be able to, that doubt is something which comes to every one of us, right? Ki maybe I'm just not meant out to be one of the rankers, but please, it's not worth it. Just tell yourself that you need to sit with your books open. You just need to read. It's okay. It's okay to feel anxious. It's okay to feel to have those palpitations. Trust me, in INIMA, when I was preparing for INIMA 1 month back, it was so bad. It was so bad that I really went to my mom and said, "Mummy, what if I need to talk to a psychiatrist? What if it gets really bad?" And she told, "It's okay. Maybe it's because of the exam, and maybe it's exaggerated. Because of that, we'll see after it." Okay? And trust me, things did get better. ठीक है. Even if I was not able to score well, but it was better because ठीक है, वो जितना हम रिजल्ट को सोच के जितना ज्यादा हम परेशान हो जाते हैं ना, उतना परेशानी होती नहीं है once the result comes. ठीक है. So वो fear, उसको थोड़ा suppress करने की कोशिश करो. And even if you sit alone, you have a lot of thoughts, you feel कि you feel overwhelmed कि नहीं हुआ तो क्या होगा, ये नहीं हुआ तो क्या करूंगी मैं, मेरा future क्या होगा. It is all normal. Okay? Even if those thoughts are bothering you, just sit with your content, sit with your, give it a separate mental space that, okay, I will attend to you later. I know you're there and I know it's genuine, but just tell your mind, trick your mind into procrastination ki theek hai, isko baad mein dekhenge. It's okay. Just tell yourself ki it's okay to feel this way. अपने से ना प्यार करो, like love your brain कि it's okay, it's fine, what you're thinking, it's genuine, but we'll attend to it later. ठीक है. So that is how you can just suppress those feelings for a moment and just sit with your content, sit with your books. It's okay. Like, just tell yourself that it's going to be okay, and it will get better tomorrow. ठीक है.
Yeah, one thing I want to mention here is that what I used to follow, and it really do wonders for me, is that whenever such thoughts come to my mind, they start putting this fear and anxiety inside me. I just tell myself, okay, let's just encounter all those thoughts. Let's write it down. I just write down every bullshit thought I am getting and just leave it. And when I'll just come back after 2 days and read about it, I was just like, ये बहुत छोटी सी बात है. I just don't need to worry so much about it. Or sometimes I just write it down and just tear that page apart and threw it and just told myself that time has gone. Now you have another time to work on the progress because that thought has gone. So you just have to encounter those thoughts, write it down and just threw it off. You just don't have to give it lots and lots of space because then that is not going to help. If you just keep pondering about that thoughts or the imagination that what will happen, am I not good enough, am I lagging behind, कुछ नहीं होने वाला है. Nothing is going to happen because that is just imagination. So don't give your thoughts so much power. If you want to give the positive thoughts so much power because you always have two options, just to cry over that or just to overcome that situation with a good thought. So सोचना ही है तो why not just think something good कि आपका रैंक अच्छा है, आप अच्छा करने वाले हो. Even just rank apart, आप अच्छे से पढ़ने वाले हो. Just think about it that आज आप अपना path जो भी whatever subjects you are picking up, you are going to complete that. So do that. Just write your thoughts down and just throw it apart or just keep it to laugh after 2, 3 days.
Yeah, correct. I totally agree with what Astha has said. Astha, are we done? We are done
Yeah,
with
I
the
think,
questions?
yeah, we will open the questions. Okay, there is Pragya's question that she wants you to elaborate on internship plus NEET PG preparation, how to handle that.
Okay, so Pragya, I understand that it can get very difficult with internship. So what you can do is like I think you'll have the content ready, right? So when you're done with the duties, when you come back, just try to find some time for questions, okay? Because you can read in a retrograde manner also. You have your notes, you come across a question, you can order printed notes if you've not made notes yet, right? So whatever question that you come across which you're not able to answer, just go back to your notes, read it then and there, make a mental picture of it and just mark it that this is something that I need to, if it's very important like pyts are very important, mark them that you need to do them before you sit for the exam. So pyts are very very important. Every day before sleeping, I would suggest that do at least 20 questions and review them before sleeping. Do not miss out on questions, please guys, do not miss out on questions. Is as important as reading theory. Okay, that this is the mistake that I always used to do before before this NEET 2024. I always used to sit with some content in my mind and not question practice. Please do not do that. Do as many questions as you can. And yeah, so whenever you come back from your duties, do the questions, go back to your notes, read them and mark them and make them concise so that you can review, revise them before your actual exam. So in internship, I would just suggest that do BTR, RR, whatever you're following, rapid revision along with those questions, and then you'll be through.
I think let's, Brahmjot, open the quick
Yeah,
Q&A
chat
panel.
box.
People have
Yeah,
lots of
yeah,
questions for
yeah,
you.
yeah. Okay.
Don't worry, all of you. I'll share this PPT with you, and even if you have any questions regarding particular doubt, particular fear you want to encounter, you can just put it in the chat, and then Brahmjot will reply back to you.
Yeah.
For now, we will
How
start
to
covering the quiz.
attend GT without distraction. So this is very important. Okay, so I always used to simulate GT conditions with the real exam conditions. You know what I used to do? This is the room that I used to give GTs in. I used to lock my door, I used to switch off my phone, and I used to tell myself that I need to feel that I am in the exam hall sitting, there is one invigilator, and try to induce that anxiety, that real time anxiety. Okay, when you sit for the exam, when you're done with one slot, even if you're 10 minutes earlier, even if you're done 10 minutes earlier with one slot, just lie down your head, do whatever, do not open your phone, do not do anything, do not open your notes, do not, just tell yourself that this is the real exam that you're giving. And when the result will come, take it personally, take every question, take every mistake personally, that why did you get it wrong. You are not supposed to repeat personally, in the sense that you do not need to feel demotivated about it. The only thing that you need to do is be thankful for the mistakes that you're doing today so that you're not repeating them in the exam tomorrow. Okay, just see every question that, okay, this is where I fell back, this is what I was not supposed to do, this is the question that I was not supposed to get wrong. So tell yourself that and make a note of it and tell yourself that you will not repeat this mistake in the main exam again, right? So that is how you need to attend your GTs.
And on the question that you zoned out during the GT, So it's okay to zoned out during the initial period of
Yeah,
it. Just be aware of it. So whenever you're getting zoned out, just be aware that you are getting zoned out and just keep writing. So while you are preparing GT, keep a pen and copy aside and just keep writing it down ki abhi zone out hua, abhi zone out, like you zoned out right now, zoned out right now. So the more awareness you will have about it, it will start
yeah,
decreasing. So it's just about that how in general mind works. The if we will keep getting thoughts in between, we just have to be aware of it, and the more awareness will increase, the it will start getting it will
correct.
getting decreased. So
Agreed.
it's
So
okay to be zoned out.
one more point I want to include in this, like those who people are getting zoned out, they can do one thing, like they are giving GT in their room, so they can start reading the questions in the for the first few GTs, and after that what they can do is then start reading the questions in the back of their mind. So because of this, they are reading the question continuously. They'll not able to zone out also, and they'll be more focused on the what negative points will be there in the question, so that they can able to choose the right answer. Many times we used to leave the words except and all. So if you start reading questions, then it will be easy to find out those words.
Yeah. Agreed, sir. So yeah, exactly. You have to be very mindful of where your thoughts are going. You have to be like, sometimes we fall into the vicious cycle of thinking and thinking. Just tell yourself, bring yourself back. It's okay. Even if you've spent 10 to 20 minutes to it, it's okay. Just bring yourself back and tell yourself, okay, I need to get back at it. Right? Just keep a check of it that you're not zoning out a lot. Okay, so yeah, that was one
It's a
important.
and yeah, and it's a process. You will improve. Like every skill, every subjects you master, this is also a skill you will master. And everybody goes through different type of their personal challenges. So it's okay. This is your challenge. You just have to take it this way, that this is my challenge. I have to encounter it. I have to fix it. And if you will go with that mindset rather than blaming yourself, ki I am doing wrong, there something wrong with me. So you just please avoid into falling that loop of self doubt or just self blame. I think, Brahmjot, there's a lots of question about revision, how to plan
Yeah.
revision.
Okay.
Let's
Okay.
just cover something on revision. But just a disclaimer for all of you that uh, revision strategy is something very personal for everyone, because everybody have a different level of preparation right now. And based on your preparation level, your strength, and your weaknesses, because for some surgery might be a difficult subject and for some it's the very strongest, one of the strongest, so their revision strategy is going to be different. So just don't be into what we are saying right now as that everybody or all of you have to follow that blindly. If you already going through some revision strategy, go with it. If you want to make your personal strategy, Dr. Brahmjot is already available for one-on-one sessions. You can just anytime come and share your personal experience and have your revision strategy ready along with her. You both can prepare that. But for now, she will share a general revision strategy.
Okay, so yeah, so as Astha told that it's very personal to each and every person. So what I followed, I'll tell you that. So my primary source was cerebellum, and BTR was something which I kept for revisions, right? So if your primary source is RR, for example, you're doing RR from marrow, whatever source that you're following, okay, you just need to concise your notes, okay, be it from BTR, be it you're doing it yourself, be it RR, whatever you're doing, you just need to make a concise version of it so that it's revisable in the last 10 days also. Okay, that is very important. You really need to, because in towards the end you cannot sit with all your mota books and start reading them. You cannot do that. That's the worst mistake that we all can do, right? So you need a concise resource, whatever resource that you're following for it, be it BTR, be it RR, just mark it so that you have a doable content towards the end. ठीक है, बहुत overwhelm नहीं करना है information. ठीक है, so that is very important. Now for me, how I used to integrate stuff, so I kept BTR for revision. So I was done with the live classes. Live classes is something which is which is a bridge between main videos and RR. So वो करने के बाद I had some content in my mind. I did not used to write everything because I kind of trusted my brain कि ये बार बार सुनने के बाद maybe something will click on the day of the exam, because you just cannot write everything in your books, right? It will get very moot and it'll not be revisable towards the end. So what I used to do was, in my BTR book, I used to write the extra END stuff, which was very volatile and which I thought that this is something which I cannot forget, right? Kuch bhi aisa extra edge which could have been asked in the exam, बिल्कुल extra edge नहीं करना है कि ये तो बिल्कुल ऐसे हवा ऊपर ही चला गया, वो सब नहीं डालना उसमें. Some things that you feel could be asked, some PYTs that are not covered, some PYT that you missed out in your notes, you can write that stuff. ठीक है, फैक्चुअल पॉइंट्स जैसे कुछ कुछ होते हैं सर्जरी में, है ना, कि कितने पे, मतलब all the factual things that you come across, so you can jot them down so that you can revise those towards the end, ठीक है, when you're sitting for the revision. Now you don't have to integrate everything into one book. If you're doing BTR, you cannot put all of your RR into BTR, right? You need to filter out the information. Ki this is something which I might forget. Okay, this is something which I did not know only, and some only the high stuff you're supposed to put it there so that it's revisable for you towards the last 10 days. Okay, from ENDs, from 1 to 2 points that you feel that this is important, that I can add this up. So those and all you have to do. And see, like I'm telling, every day doing PYTs is very important. For example, if you come across a question from minimal change disease, ठीक है, वो गलत कर दिया आपने. Now you don't have to read just that. You have to read the whole nephrotic syndrome, because there are very high chances that you get the other questions from nephrotic syndrome wrong, right? So you have to make that mental memory. So every day sitting for PYQs is very very important. You cannot miss out on PYQs. अगर आपने वो देखा है जिसमें वो बोलते हैं कि अगर हमने अपने आंसर की निकाल दिए तो 3 साल में क्वेश्चंस खत्म हो जाएंगे. So they also mean to say that they are putting PYTs only every year, right? So you cannot miss out on PYQs, PYTs. ठीक है, you have to do the previous year topics really well, because those bank questions, as Zainab ma'am says, those 120 to 130 questions, you cannot get them wrong, right? That is something which you will get through PYTs only. ठीक है, तो वो आपको करना बहुत important है, right? After that, the extra stuff will come when you give ENDs, when you attend SWTs. So attending tests is very very important. I used to take them very seriously, and I did not do Q bank, to be very honest. मैंने Q bank नहीं touch किया था. But I attended every single test very seriously with all my dedication. For example, the window is for the evening slot. So in the morning, I used to read by myself. I used to see my previous tests, that what went wrong in the previous tests, where did I fall back, and I used to revise all those tests before I used to sit for the next one. So you can also do that. Please, focus on tests as much as possible, because content can be done through tests also. But if you miss out on questions and do only content, then you will, fall back on the day of the exam, because art of solving MCQs will come only by solving questions. So you have to do them very, very sincerely.
And along with solving question, analyzing your mistakes and figuring out where you are doing wrong, what is your pattern is also very important.
Yes,
I think
and
there's one more question about that. How many questions to solve every day?
Okay, yeah, I was reading that. I was going to address this. So, see, there is no specific number. I never used to keep a specific number in my mind ki I will sleep only after doing this much questions. No, there were days when, I did not study for the whole day, and I used to get that day counted by even doing 2 questions. उसमें मुझे satisfaction मिल जाता था. So I was very very particular about not breaking the streak, like Snapchat, like I've told it before. ठीक है, Snapchat में you can break your streaks, but please do not break your streak starting from now in your studies. Even if you're not able to read for the whole day, just pick those 2 questions up so that you can tell yourself that you did not, waste your day totally. ठीक है, so some days will be bad, some days will be good, some days you'll be able to solve 50 to 60 questions in a day, and then some days you will not be able to do it at all completely. कुछ नहीं हो पाएगा. ठीक है, so it's very subjective, but yeah, try to do PYQs every single day. ठीक है, when I was preparing cerebellum पे ऐसे PYQ marathon आता था रात में, and there were around like 60 questions. तो वो towards the last 2-3 months I started doing 60 questions every day. ठीक है, PYQs. So that's totally up to you. If you want to start with a sweet number 20 to 30, you can start off with. Later on you can increase the number. ठीक है, but you don't have to keep a specific number in your mind कि इतना करना ही करना है. You just need to keep a day for END, subject wise tests, whatever you're following. Keep a day for GT. That is, that will मतलब you don't have to be very strict about the number of questions that you're going to solve every day. अच्छा, for the subjects that you've done, है ना, later you realize when you give the test that you've forgotten them, and it's very common. That is what happened to me also. So that is why I got a very big plateau in GTs. Like it took me around 6 to 7 months to cross the bar of 120 to 130 questions correct, है ना? उससे ऊपर पहुंचने में बहुत time लगा. So what you can do is, because I did not used to review my questions towards the starting. So please, when you sit for the next GT, try to review your previous GT. Okay? That is all that you have to do, because 200 questions means 200 topics, and that is a lot. Trust me, that is a lot. So whenever you're done with the GT, make sure that you're reviewing your GT. Now, how to review GT? You don't have to, be very strict about reviewing the GT on the same day. If you're not able to do that, take a small amount of questions every day. Like I used to do that. 20 questions मैं रोज करती थी review, है ना? So wrong questions take, wrong questions you can spend more time, but for the correct ones, please just see the correct answers one, so that it gives you a sense of reassurance, because a lot of times we get the guessed questions correct. So you need to know that also. Next GT में वो गलत कर दोगे. So you need to see the answer. You need to reassure yourself, pat yourself on the back that what you guessed was correct, and ठीक है वैसे रिव्यू करना है आपने. एंड व्हेन यू सिट फॉर द नेक्स्ट जीटी, जस्ट मेक श्योर दैट यू आर रिव्यूइंग योर प्रीवियस जीटी, एंड आफ्टर दैट यू आर सिटिंग फॉर द नेक्स्ट वन, राइट? Do we have to make a different copy? No, I did not. I tried making one actually, but later on I totally failed in just revising that, because I don't want you to get stuck in a lot of content, because फिर आपको लगेगा कि ये भी revise नहीं हुआ, ये भी revise नहीं हुआ, वो भी करना था, ये भी करना था. No, just if something is very important and is not mentioned in your notes, just write that down, or some extra stuff that you feel that could be asked, just write that down. Okay, you do not have to make a different copy. It will get a lot. I don't want you to get overwhelmed with the amount of information that you need to revise towards the end.
Let's tackle this resources FOMO. I think every one of you have this, that
Yeah.
something is missing, some resources is missing. But end of the day, it's the same subject. It's everybody's teaching the same subject, same important topics. And if you have mastered those topics, start solving questions. Just don't run behind resources after resources. Just solve more questions. That will give you more exposure. I think,
Yeah.
Brahmjot, you can cover it better on the
Yeah,
FOMO regarding resources.
Okay, so see, FOMO is something which I also used to have. So my best friend was having marrow and I was having cerebellum, and whenever she used to give the GT, she used to discuss the questions with me. तो मैं ऐसी थी, अगर ऐसे question exam में आ गए तो मैं तो fail हो जाऊंगी. So so I was like, ये सबको होता है, ठीक है? I was also thinking कि यार I don't have marrow, I'm not doing marrow GTs, what do I do? Everybody solves them. So it is very personal. See, the only thing that matters is that you need to keep the source same. ठीक है, जो भी source आप follow कर रहे हो वो same होना चाहिए, because mental memory बनाना is very important. Whatever book that you have read for a particular subject, ठीक है, it doesn't matter what source that you're following, but whatever source that you followed for one particular subject, you need to revise from that particular source only, because you सब जगह से पढ़ोगे किसी का कुछ याद नहीं आएगा. ठीक है, you have to read from one source again and again, so that mental memory is formed. That making that mental picture is very important. If you sit in the exam and for the same question, if 3 different sources come to your mind, उतना brain space हमारे पास है ही नहीं. हमारे पास छोटा सा दिमाग है, उसी में हमको सब कुछ fit करना है, ठीक है? और सब कुछ fit करना in the sense smartly fit करना है. So how to do that? Just keep the same source, keep it whatever, क्योंकि content की कमी नहीं है. Net पे you will find everything for free also. But whatever you're following, you need to revise that same particular thing from that same particular source. ठीक है? So do not try to do everything from everywhere, right? It will not get you anywhere, to be very honest. तो जहां से पढ़ रहे हो उसी से ही revise करना है.
In any tips for INI? I think there are a couple of questions for that.
INI, ठीक है. So I think that मैंने the line between INI and NEET has gotten very it's gotten very thin. मतलब अब इतना difference बचा नहीं, because I personally felt NEET PG 2025 इसलिए मतलब I could do better, because I was reading कि कुछ भी आ सकता है एग्जाम में, ठीक है? You don't have to make a particular distinction that NEET will be easier, INI will be tougher. ऐसा नहीं है, ठीक है? Now it's almost, I think it's almost the same. So ऐसे अलग से कुछ INI के लिए टिप्स नहीं होंगे, बट ऑब्वियसली जस्ट फोकस मोर ऑन द PYQs, बिकॉज INI इज वेरी PYQ PYT बेस्ड. तो जो भी उसके PYQs हैं INI के, वो बहुत अच्छे से करने हैं. बट आई वुड सजेस्ट एट द सेम टाइम डू नीट का PYQs ऑल्सो. ठीक है, इट्स वेरी नाउ देयर इज नो मच डिस्टिंक्शन. ठीक है, जस्ट रीड विद द नोशन दैट एनी दिस like any level of question can come in the exam. And by that I don't mean कि अपने bank questions छोड़ के extra stuff ही पढ़े जा रहे हो. No, just focus on the PYTs, both INI NEET both. Okay, do not just do INI PYTs or do not just do NEET PYTs, do both of them, right? So that is something which is very important.
There's one question from Dr. Monisha, that how to plan revision with BTR, how to do compiled module and integrate it with main BTR.
Okay, so how did I do compiled modules? So I did not integrate them in the main BTR. I just used to go through the PDFs once. ठीक है, like for example एक कैंसर का था compiled module. So I did that just one day prior to the exam. मैंने video I listened to the video on 2x speed. ठीक है, फिर उसके साथ साथ I was just going through the PDF. See, again, you do not have to overwhelm your main BTR book with all the information. Just trust your brain कि you will be able to get that out of your brain on the day of the exam. ठीक है, वो करना is very very important. So अगर आप सब कुछ सोचेंगे कि ये भी याद नहीं रहेगा, ये भी लिख लेती हूँ, ये भी लिख लेती हूँ, it will all get खिचड़ी towards the end, and we don't want to do that. ठीक है, so how to integrate it with main BTR? Just take it separately only. ठीक है, वो PDFs अगर आप print out कराना चाहते हो तो करा सकते हो, otherwise you can just go back to the online PDFs, just read through it, and if you get stuck somewhere you can listen to the video then and there. ठीक है, so सब कुछ उसमें इंटीग्रेट नहीं कर देना है. जस्ट बी वेरी माइंडफुल कि फिल्टर आउट इन्फॉर्मेशन कैसे करना है ना, कि इफ देयर इज अ PYT विच यू कैन नॉट मिस आउट, है ना, अगर वो कवर्ड नहीं है, जस्ट पुट इट इन योर नोट्स. एंड सम ENDs that you give, which ma'am also takes very nice, बहुत अच्छे होते हैं मैम के ENDs. So whatever you come across extra stuff that ma'am is telling, उन सबको लिख लो, END वाले लिखो. ठीक है, बाकी जो RR and all, you can still highlight it somewhere. You don't have to write everything from RR, but please annotate END ka points. That is very important. How many hours to cover and how do you plan your day?
One more question is there. Ma'am, how to memorize biochemistry? It's something I'm struggling with.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, biochemistry is something which even if you read today, right? Even if you give 3 days to biochemistry, uske baad you will forget it after some time. This is what used to happen to me also. So biochemistry का कैसे करना है ना, make an integrated page. ठीक है, वो मैंने अपने वीडियो में भी बताया हुआ है. So that is there in BTR. ठीक है, तो सारे cycles लिख लो वहाँ पे, एक बड़ा सा चार्ट बनाओ, just write all those cycles there. ठीक है, whenever you and obviously you will forget it after you read, वो भूल जाएगा, but whenever you come back to the subject for revision, वो चार्ट just see it. ठीक है, वो चार्ट देखना is very important because cycles are something which we fall back on. ठीक है, वो नहीं याद रहता है, दैट इज थोड़ा मुश्किल. बाकी विटामिन एंड ऑल तो वी कैन स्टिल हैंडल. जो साइकिल्स होते हैं ना, वो आप एक बड़े से चार्ट पे एक इंटीग्रेटेड पूरा उस पे सारे वो करके इंटीग्रेट करके सारे साइकिल्स जस्ट राइट इट देयर, एंड व्हेनेवर यू गो बैक टू रिवीजन जस्ट रिवाइज दैट चार्ट एंड इट विल बी ठीक है. बाकी इतना टेंशन नहीं लेना बायोकेमिस्ट्री का.
Yeah, one thing I want to include in this, I want to share my story, how I used to do this. It seems to be funny, but why? But I make the biochemistry with the bathroom thing. B for biochemistry and B for bathroom. What I used to do, in my hostel there was 4 washrooms were there. So in each washroom, what I used to do, I used to make a chart and I used to stick in each bathroom. So that I'll use this bathroom in a day 4 times. Then I'll go to different bathrooms. Okay, and in washroom, in the that just below the shower, I used to stick the different charts, and in that chart I used to stick with the plastic so that it will not wet. So and during taking bath also I used to read those things, and during brushing also I used to. So whole biochemistry I read in the bathroom. So it's very easy to do the biochemistry if you have a look daily. So you can, if you want to follow this, you can make it separate biochemistry and stick to the bathrooms during your washing teeth, during your taking bath, or during your other things. So it will be very easy for you because it helped me a lot.
That's really nice, Sagar sir.
So the crux of it is that whichever place you visit more, just stick something of biochemistry there, and so that whenever you'll go there, you will just read a gist of it. So थोड़े दिन के बाद you'll start forming the mental image of all those questions, and things will be easy for you. Same for pharmacology, people have asked.
Yeah. Same for pharma. Like, drugs and all. See, for pharma, what I used to do was, no, I used to look at like 5 to 6 questions every day for pharma. Wo PYQs, even if you solve PYQs, it'll get covered. If you make custom modules and all, it'll get covered in that. So whenever you come across pharma, you will have to go back to your notes. This retrograde approach, I'm a very big fan of it. Wherever you get stuck on the question, please open your notes then and there. Do not feel bad that you got it wrong, you could not remember it. It's okay, it happens to everybody, but you need to make that mental picture, right? You can go to content through your questions also. That is also very good approach. Like, when you get a question wrong, just go back to your notes, read it there, get it into your brain, and move on. Okay, that is how you can do pharma. 5 to 6 questions every day from the whole thing. It will, like, those 5 to 6 topics, if you do every day from pharma, it will be of great use.
I think let's talk on this question that which Khushi has raised. Integrating BTR with RR takes a lots of time. Is it important to include everything in BTR or only PYTs and PYQs?
No, I just covered it, right? For BTR, you don't have to overwhelm your BTR book with a lot of stuff. Just write the PYQs, PYTs, which are not covered in it. Just write those with some extra edge stuff from the ENDs. Okay, ma'am teaches really nicely in the ENDs. Okay, whatever you come across, the extra stuff, you can annotate that in your BTR book. You do not have to overwhelm that book with a lot of information, because it will not be any more revisable towards the last time. Okay, you need to have a doable content towards the end, right?
I have, yeah, for pharmacology, I have one, I can help you in one place that Dr. Sankalp has compiled his notes digitally. And his pharma notes is hardly of 25 or 35 pages. He has compiled everything very well. So if any one of you want to have that, just feel free to drop me a text after that, and there is a place you can get Sankalp notes. He is giving it out or selling his notes from that place. You can just get it out. If you already have a notes, it's good. If somebody wants to have a very compiled, precise pharmacology notes, you can get it from there. I'll help you out.
Okay. Yeah, I've been meaning to cover this question. How many hours to cover, and how do you plan your day in the last 3 months? So, if you're starting now, I think 6 hours is a sweet time to start off with. And you can, slowly increase it to 8 to 12 hours. So how I used to read was, I used to get up, I used to brush, take bath, and then I used to sit on my table, and that too before 10, within 60 minutes. So this is the 60-minute rule that Praveen sir talks about. If your day starts good, towards the end also, it will be like, you will be satisfied that, okay, I studied in the morning. This is something, I just could make use of my whole day, right? So just sit within 60 minutes of getting up with the books open on your table, right? You can take a break after 2 hours, 3 hours, like that, but this is how you plan your day. If you're a morning person, wake up early, sit within 60 minutes, and then read some do some active recall type of a thing, like, read actively, because morning is a time where your brain is active and you can actually understand stuff better, and then later on you can move on to the questions. So doing questions every day is very important. Like, do not sleep without attempting those questions, and keep one day, like if you've given 4 days to pharma, please keep one day for END or subject wise test or whatever you're doing. Okay, like if you've read theory for 3 days along with PYQs, on the 4th day you are supposed to give one test. That is very, very important for that particular subject, right? So that is how you need to make a timetable. If you're doing pharma for 3 days, on the 4th day you need to sit for the test. You need to analyze all the questions, all the wrong ones, all the correct ones also, and that is how it should look like. Do not miss out on END subject wise tests. Do not miss out on PYQs, PYTs. That is one thing that I really want to stress on. Okay, and towards the last 3 months, keep concising your content. Like if you're reading from RR also will get difficult to revise towards the end, right? So you need to concise it then and there. Whatever PYQs and PYTs are covered in the RR, just mark those, and that is something that you need to revise if you are not following BTR. Okay, if you're following BTR is a very good source of revision towards the end. You don't have to worry about a lot अगर आप BTR follow कर रहे हो तो.
Yeah,
ठीक है.
I
Aditya
think
want to ask some question, Aditya.
Aditya,
Yeah.
Prakriti, and Samin, feel free to unmute yourself. There's an unmute button in the bottom. Just unmute yourself and
Uh,
ask. Yes.
Ma'am, reading the same notes again and again is becoming very boring. Like, how did you manage to keep reading the same notes again and again after 4 to 5 revisions with efficiency? Uh,
Okay. Yeah. It is. See, it is boring. So that is what is. I never read my notes cover to cover. I never revised my notes. To be very honest, I always used to follow this retrograde approach. I was a big fan of ENDs. I was a very big fan of solving questions. So whenever I used to sit for END, see towards the end, I used to only solve ENDs. So जो भी question में मैं से अटकती थी ना, then I used to go back to my notes and then I used to revise again. कि where did I go wrong? So if you're facing difficulty in reading your notes again and again, in reading, in doing all the ऐसा cover to cover करने में problem हो रही है, shift to questions. कस्टम मॉड्यूल बना लो उस पर्टिकुलर सब्जेक्ट का, ठीक है. सो जो भी जहां पे भी आप अटकोगे, जस्ट ओपन योर नोट्स, तब वो इंटरेस्टिंग हो जाएगा, बिकॉज यू विल नो दैट दिस इज वेयर यू आर लैकिंग, है ना. सो you will know कि ये मुझे पढ़ना है दोबारा. This is what I'm forgetting again and again. So you just mark it, or towards the end book mark it, या जो भी करना है, towards the end you can go back to it, है ना. तो मेरे लिए तो retrograde approach was something which is very helpful. मैं तो कभी पढ़ा ही नहीं, मैंने cover to cover तो notes मैंने कभी पढ़े ही नहीं.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Yes, Aditya.
ma'am, actually the same question in a quite different way, or in a different settled out. Actually, like whenever we are doing revisions, the time stipulated for the revisions would be very short. I mean, it would be very limited. They may be either half of the first reading, whatever we have done. At that time, while covering the notes or while skimming the notes, we do feel like missing out something. Like the feeling of imperfection bounces in. Like how to tackle that?
Okay, so this is something which is very natural. Matlab, see, this is always having that feeling of leaving something is something which will not go. ठीक है, ये just keep it in your mind कि this is very natural. Just tell yourself कि how much ever you're able to complete. ठीक है, वो that is something which you can hold on to. You do not, मतलब just tell yourself कि whatever I'm doing, it's enough, right? मतलब nobody in this world knows 100% of the things. Nobody, no topper, no rank one, nobody knows 100% of it, right? Whatever, how much ever maximum that you're able to do it. It will be enough for you. ठीक है, जितना effort you will put into doing PYQs, जितना effort you will put into doing PYTs, questions, ठीक है, it will all make sense towards the end. Integrated things. So when you're integrating stuff, right, and you're doing questions, it will automatically get into your brain. And see, NEET is also limited. It cannot ask you out of the box questions. Those 130, 140 questions are in your hand. ठीक है, वो बैंक क्वेश्चंस आपके हाथ में है. So just focus on doing that 70 to 80% of the thing that you're able to do. Again, you need to know something of everything, not everything of something. ठीक है, वो बहुत important है.
Yeah, thanks a lot, ma'am.
Prakriti, you can ask a question. I think you have raised your hand. Okay. I think Brahmjot, we are already up with the time. If somebody have anything, any last question to ask, feel free to ask. Then we will end this call. Yeah, then
Hello,
Dr.
ma'am. This is
Akash.
Prakriti.
Yeah.
Ma'am, like with every PYQ, should we read the explanation given below that?
See, if you are able to answer it confidently, then you don't have to waste your time reading every explanation. Okay, just pat yourself on the back. Ki, yeah, you got it right. Move ahead. For the one that you took time, or the ones that you guessed correctly, you can read explanations for them, and the ones that you got wrong, उनके लिए आप पढ़ सकते हो. Not for everything. Okay, सबके लिए नहीं.
And ma'am, INICET, like should we do from 2017 or like only the 3-year, 2-year paper?
No, do as much as you can. The more, the merrier, right? So if you are short on time, do the recent ones. But if you have time, please do the like Purana wala bhi. ठीक है? So
Brahmjot, there's a very particular question that how to increase from 155 to 160.
okay, so see, you will automatically see it happening. ठीक है? मतलब when you review your GT, so it won't come ekdam se, right? So you just have to tell yourself that you need to review your mistakes and just promise yourself that you won't repeat those mistakes in the exam. ठीक है? It doesn't matter. मतलब GT scores तक है, बढ़ नहीं रहे हैं, nothing of this will matter. Trust me, I was never in the top 20 in the GTs. Never. There were a lot of people who were securing इतने, you know, so much better marks than me. But towards the end, nothing matters. The only thing that matters is that how much you're willing to learn out of it. ठीक है, how much you're willing to put in your efforts, कि कितना आपने questions आपने review किए नहीं किए, that is very important. Reviewing your tests is more important. ठीक है, you will automatically get that edge, but just keep reviewing your mistakes and promise yourself that you will not sorry, I got distracted. that you will and tell
It's
yourself
okay.
that
It's happened with everyone. The same question
yeah,
Aditya was asking. The you get zoned out, we all get zoned out, and it's okay.
yeah, exactly. Real life example.
Dr. Anuj also want to ask some question.
And then let me just answer. I have one point to make to the one who have questioned that how to increase from 155 or 150 to 160. So your GT score or your analysis is pretty much available to you. So just go back and see that which are the topics you are making lots of mistake. Is it a particular subject? Is it a particular topic where you are end up making more mistake? Go and revise it more and be more try to do mastery over it. So if you are scoring 155, 160, you have already covered pretty much everything. And now you have to improve it, and to improve it, you just have to understand your mistake, understand your weaker subjects, and then spend few more time on that and then try to mastery over it and just figure out your mistake and try to fix it. Now is the time you have to face your problems and keep fixing it. That will help you in improving rather than just crying over that how to two more like two of more questions correct.
Yeah.
Because I think Dr. Anuj, you can ask and then we will I'm really sorry it's in 1 hour session and then we have to end it after that. Anuj?
मैम जैसे कोई भी क्वेश्चन रॉन्ग होता है हमारा तो उसको हमारे नोट्स के अंदर ऐड कर रहे हैं या फिर सिर्फ बुक मार्क करने से काम चल जाए, क्योंकि नोट्स में जब ऐड करते हैं तो मुझे बहुत टाइम लगता है।
नहीं, सारे क्वेश्चंस नहीं ऐड करने हैं, ठीक है? आपको ना बिकॉज अभी वी स्टिल हैव 4 months टू गो, है ना? तो अभी एवरीथिंग विल सीम लाइक यार ये भी नहीं पता, ये भी नहीं पता, तो यू कैन put a hold on adding everything to your books because trust yourself कि towards the end you will know things better. उसके बाद लास्ट के 1 to 2 months में जो क्वेश्चंस आप गलत करोगे ना वो आप ऐड कर सकते हो. अभी के लिए जस्ट बुक मार्क दोस क्वेश्चंस एंड रीड द एक्सप्लेनेशन. जो आपको लग रहा है कि कोई पीवाईटी है जो कवर्ड नहीं है वो आप अपने नोट्स में डाल सकते हो, ठीक है? पुट दैट इन योर नोट्स फॉर नाउ बिकॉज अभी सब कुछ ऐसा लगेगा कि यार ये भी नहीं पता, ये भी नहीं पता, है ना? सो अभी डोंट पुट एवरीथिंग इन योर नोट्स. टुवर्ड्स द एंड व्हाटएवर वेयरएवर यू आर फॉलिंग बैक वो अपने नोट्स में डालो. अभी के लिए जस्ट पुट पीवाईटीज, पीवाईक्यूज इन योर नोट्स व्हिच आर नॉट कवर्ड ऑलरेडी.
One very common question Monica has asked, like how can we sit consistently at home and prepare?
And burnout, like how to prevent from burnout.
Okay, yeah, that's important. So बीच में ना do whatever you love to do, ठीक है? मैं तो बोलती हूँ like give yourself breaks. Like I used to love to talk to my brother. उसको तंग छोटा है वो, तो उसको मैं बीच में जाके ऐसे उंगली कर देती थी, मतलब ऐसे we used to have fun बीच में जाके, है ना? So whatever you like doing, go out, play, journal, sing, do whatever that you love doing. Please उसको compromise मत करो, है ना? Every day take out some time for yourself, ठीक है? whatever you like to do, 1 to 2 hours आराम से निकाल सकते हो आप, ठीक है? आपको नेटफ्लिक्स देखना है, चिल करना है, करो, कोई बात नहीं. मैंने भी बहुत के ड्रामा देखा है एंड में, मतलब ठीक है, बहुत ज्यादा ऐसे नहीं कर देना कि हाँ देखा है, बट इट्स ओके, इट्स फाइन, ठीक है? टेल योरसेल्फ कि इट इज fine to take out time for. I used to have like legit I used to have break days for myself. और उस दिन मैं सोच लेती थी कि मैं सिर्फ आधा दिन ही पढ़ूंगी, आधा दिन I will not read, कुछ भी हो जाए. So please have breaks for yourself. Do not, मतलब ऐसे नहीं हो जाना कि रोज पढ़ी जा रहे हो और परेशान हो गए पढ़ के. नहीं, have breaks for yourself, ठीक है?
मैम वन मोर क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम माय साइड, इंटर्नशिप स्टूडेंट. मैं 70% सिलेबस कंप्लीट करता हूँ, फिर आगे नेक्स्ट सब्जेक्ट में मूव कर देता हूँ, फिर पुराना वाला तो कभी टच ही नहीं कर पाता मैं, और उसको लगता है भूल गया मैं.
ठीक है, ये अच्छा है. सो इसके लिए ये मेरे को बहुत टाइम लग गया था ये समझने में. सो व्हाट आई कैन सजेस्ट इज यू कैन मेक कस्टम मॉड्यूल्स ऑफ ऑलरेडी डन सब्जेक्ट्स ऑफ 70 क्वेश्चंस ट्वाइस अ वीक, ठीक है? एक हफ्ते में जो सब्जेक्ट आप कर चुके हो ना उसके 50 to 60 क्वेश्चंस के कस्टम मॉड्यूल बना लो, ठीक है? उसके बाद उन जहां पे भी अटकोगे वहीं पे अपने नोट्स खोल के देखो कि कहाँ गलत क्या किया, ठीक है, वो इम्पोर्टेंट है. सो दैट जो कर चुके हो वो पूरा ना भूल जाओ. ठीक है, इवन इफ यू डू दैट वंस अ वीक, दैट इज ऑल्सो इनफ, राइट, दैट इज ऑल्सो इनफ. तो ये कर सकते हो आप फॉर द सब्जेक्ट्स दैट यू ऑलरेडी रेड. ठीक है. मेडिसिन कैसे अप्रोच करे, ये मेरे को भी बहुत टेंशन होती थी. जैसे ही मेडिसिन आता था तो मैं फुल टेंशन में, घर पे पता चल जाता था कि मेडिसिन शुरू हो गया है. ठीक है, तो मैं रोने वोने निकल जाते थे मेरे मेडिसिन शुरू होते ही. तो सी मेडिसिन इज वेरी वास्ट. ठीक है, मेडिसिन इज समथिंग विच एवरीबडी गेट्स स्कैर्ड ऑफ. तो मेडिसिन व्हाट यू कैन डू इज, इफ यू आर फॉलोइंग बीटीआर, व्हाट आई डिड, मैंने पहले इंटीग्रेटेड सिस्टम्स कर लिए थे मेडिसिन के. ठीक है, फिर बाद में व्हेन आई वाज लेफ्ट विद सम टाइम, आई शिफ्टेड टू क्यूआर वीडियोस. ठीक है, तो और जो मैराथन वीडियोस होते हैं ना दिलीप सर के, वो भी आप देख सकते हो, दैट आर आल्सो वेरी गुड. सो इफ यू हैव टाइम, डू आरआर. ठीक है, दैट विल ऑब्वियसली गिव यू एन एक्स्ट्रा एज, बट इफ यू डोंट हैव टाइम, जस्ट डू द इंटीग्रेटेड सिस्टम्स. ठीक है, दैट इज व्हाट आई डिड. ठीक है, एंड लेटर ऑन आई शिफ्टेड टू क्यूआर. जो भी मैंने पूरा नहीं किया था, हार्ट नहीं हो पाया था, सीवीएस नहीं हुआ था मेरा, सीएनएस नहीं हुआ था, बाकी सब थोड़ा थोड़ा करा था मैंने. फिर उसके बाद प्लीज डू पीवाईक्यूज, पीवाईटीज. यू कैन ऑल्सो डू ओनली ईएनडीज एंड बीटीआर. ओके, दैट विल ऑल्सो बी इनफ. तो मेडिसिन का इतना टेंशन मत लो. इफ योर मेडिसिन इज वेरी वीक, प्लीज फोकस ऑन पैथ, फार्मा, माइक्रो, फिजियो. हाँ, ये 4 सब्जेक्ट्स. ठीक है, डू देम प्रॉपरली, बिकॉज माई पैथ फार्मा वॉज स्ट्रॉन्ग, तो इट कुड कवर फॉर इट. बट make sure that you're doing medicine ka systems, and if you have time left, do QR also, yeah, RR, whatever source that you're following.
Okay,
Next,
I think
कोई सब्जेक्ट नहीं छोड़ सकते हैं. प्लीज डू सारे सब्जेक्ट्स.
I think let's close it up.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I thank you all for joining in. We will keep having the session, but we are up with the time, so sorry, we have to close it here. Rest of the question you can put it in the chat box. Later, I'll send it to Brahmjot, and Brahmjot will give answers to all of you.
Yeah, we can answer one question that Vaishnavi has asked.
What is that?
Yeah.
Ma'am, GT score plateau. Bhai, so I've addressed this. GT score plateau is, you don't have to worry about it a lot. Please, बहुत हार्ट पे नहीं ले लेना GT स्कोर की है. मैं भी मम्मी के पास जाके रो देती थी कि मम्मी इतने तो बढ़ ही नहीं रहे हैं, ये लोगों के तो 30 ज्यादा करेक्ट हो रहे हैं, मेरे तो हो ही नहीं रहे, पढ़ भी रही हूँ फिर भी नहीं बढ़ रहे. तो इट्स ओके, इट्स फाइन. ठीक है, मतलब GT स्कोर्स को दिल पे नहीं लेना है. इट्स वेरी नॉर्मल टू हैव अ स्टक GT स्कोर. द ओनली थिंग दैट यू हैव टू डू इज रिव्यू. वेयर आर यू गोइंग, वेयर आर यू गोइंग रॉन्ग? क्या आपको याद नहीं था? Was it a concept problem कि आपको concept ही नहीं पता था? Was it a PYQ, PYT that you got wrong, which you cannot afford to do in the exam, है ना? तो you have to analyze. Then उसके बाद अगर आप, if you have reviewed your GT well, that is where your victory is. आपकी victory GT score को बढ़ाने में नहीं है. It's in the thing that you have reviewed it. Okay, you need to look at your mistakes. That is most important. उसके अलावा कुछ नहीं करना आपने.
And one more thing, it's very important is that when you are seeing your GT score plateau, you just have to figure it out कि हर GT score में are you making the similar mistake?
Yeah.
If your patterns are not changing, that is a point of concern. But if your patterns are improving and you are making new kind of mistakes, that's an achievement. Just clap for yourself that you are improving. Your score doesn't say that you are improving. Your pattern of mistakes is saying you are improving.
Yeah, and when you sit for the next one, tell yourself कि आज मैं एक क्वेश्चन एक्स्ट्रा ठीक करके आऊंगा. ठीक है, अगर आप 120 पे थे, tell yourself कि अगली बार मैं 121 लेके आऊंगी. Even if it's a 1 question improvement, no, it's a very big victory. ठीक है, तो अपने आप को थोड़ी सी क्रेडिबिलिटी भी देना शुरू करो. ठीक है, हमेशा क्रिटिसाइज नहीं करना. जस्ट लव योरसेल्फ कि हाँ ठीक है, हो रहा है, चल रहा है, बढ़ रहे हैं, धीरे धीरे कर रहे हैं, हो जाएगा, एंड तक आते आते कर लेंगे.
Thank you all for joining in. Lupyanka, you have raised your hand. You want to ask? I'm really sorry. We have to wrap it up. You can just.
Can I ask my question or?
Yes, please go ahead.
Good evening, Brahmjot ma'am. Ma'am, I wanted to ask you. It's actually a bit related to your journey, like what you did with cerebellum. Like in your video, you told you used to religiously sit for the daily videos at around 5:30, right? So I have also taken cerebellum, and the issue I'm facing is, ma'am, whenever the videos are going live and we are given the PDFs, Ma'am, did you used to annotate the PDF sidewise, or did you have your own set of main notes, like you said, like you had read patho from your main notes and pharma from your main notes? So all the other subjects, did you, ma'am, cover from the notes itself, or did you actually like sit through the lecture and make your own notes in the PDF that they gave from Cerebellum? I mean, what was your approach, ma'am?
Okay, so to be honest, for the first read, I was looking at the main notes, mota mota. Okay, for like apart from the 5 subjects, I was just superficially going. See, I never went back to the PDFs that they give. Okay,
Okay,
because
ma'am.
yeah, I'm not a very digital person, so I did not. I never went back to the PDFs. I I just used to listen to it passively. मेरे में इतने, I did not have that much strength also to write something. So I used to just sit at 5:30 after reading my own thing, and I just used to listen to the teacher, whatever the professor had to say. So I used to just listen to it. Then, to be honest, repeated listening to the classes. We had like around 4 to 5 cycles. So to be honest, I used to just sit without opening anything, and I just used to trust my brain ki theek hai. This time, if it's going in my head, I might remember it the next time. Are you understanding? Like apart from the 5 subjects, I really did not have any source to follow, and for those other subjects, my main source was BTR. So towards the end, whatever extra point that I used to come across in the class, I used to annotate that in the BTR book itself in the last cycle. And before that, I was just listening to it passively. I'm a very big fan of passive learning because I'm very happy जब कोई मुझे ऐसे बैठ के सुना देता है, पढ़ा देता है, so थाली में परोस के मिल जाता है. So I just used to listen to it passively, apart from those 5 subjects that that I made.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So I never followed PDFs or main notes for those subjects apart
All
from.
right. Thank you so
Can
much, ma'am.
can
Thank
you
you.
also name the 5 subjects?
Yeah, path, pharma, physio, biochemistry, and OBG.
Okay, I think it's answered this question. Okay, so now thank you all for joining in, and we'll keep having similar kind of sessions to help you out. And if you have any more questions with Pramjot, you can feel free to book a one-on-one session with her. And she is a pediatric resident, so she is always in crunch of time, but she will try to do justice to all of you. So prepare well, be in a happy mindset, and feel free to ask for help whenever needed. Just don't hesitate to ask for help.
Yeah, it was a great pleasure to be here and talking to all of you. I really wish that we could, have more time, but because of the crunch, we'll have to wrap it up. But it was lovely to be here and speaking to all of you. And all my best wishes to you. You all will do great. Okay, just don't take anything to your heart. Do not judge yourself on the basis of the ranks, colleges. It doesn't matter, guys. Please. Okay, so everything will work out in your favor. Whatever the result be. Okay, whatever whatever it is, be it something that you were expecting, be it something that you were not expecting, just trust me that everything will make sense towards the end. Everything will make sense. Okay, so it will be in your favor. Whatever is it, just tell yourself, do not take it to your heart. Just tell yourself that it's in your favor, and you are meant to travel that journey, right? It's very personal for all of us. And just be happy, be satisfied, please. Do not take it to your heart. अभी बहुत आगे life पड़ी है, पता है, you will realize it after NEET PG. It just seems at this point of time that it's the biggest hurdle, but it's not. Trust me, it's not. It's like we have a very long journey to cover after this. So
अभी तो residency wait कर रहा है आप लोगों का. That's also one of the hurdles.
Yeah.
So I think, yes, on the question that video will be uploaded, yes, within a week, video will be uploaded on the YouTube, and I'll share the link with all of you to watch it again. So thank you all of you. Good night, and go and study well or sleep well, whatever is your routine. We'll meet soon.
Yeah. Bye, guys. All the best.
Bye.
All the
Good
best. Bye bye.
Thank you, Brahmjot.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Brahmjot.
Everyone. Thank you, Sagar sir. Thank you, Astha.
Thank you, Dr. Brahmjot.
Thank you. All the best.